Welcome back, everybody. Pleasure to have your attention again. And it's a Thursday. Happy to be here with the Mayor, Grand Forks, Brian Taylor, and myself, Roly Russell. So we wanted to give you an update this afternoon, particularly around some of the big news that the province had announced yesterday in terms of the BC Restart plan, in terms of their phased and kind of principle-based approach around re-entering into, closer to business as usual in this pandemic situation. And so, recognizing it, as we've all become pretty accustomed to, everything's changing very rapidly. So things could change quickly, but at this point, we have some kind of promising indications based on how well we've been doing provincially in terms of reducing transmission rates. And one of those big pieces of news for all of us is the explicit recommendation coming from the province now that the gatherings of up to 6 people are now they're comfortable with those, again, assuming we can maintain physical distancing between people. So that means that there's an opportunity for a backyard gathering and you can maintain a couple meters between everybody. Then up to 6 people, they're saying that's okay, which is pretty exciting news. And I know, Brian, you wanted to speak to some of those pieces as well, so over to you.
Well, and just to stress the fact that there's still a high level of personal responsibility to be safe, to stay distanced, and basically with our move towards this after May 14th, I believe the date is they're talking about now, if it doesn't change, we're looking at the fact that we can move into another bubble. So our primary bubble is our family and the people we live with. But if you're moving towards including other people in your bubble, then you need to have people that you trust are being as honest with this as you are in terms of separations. I'd like to mention a bit about restaurants and the fact that we're all looking forward to being able to sit down at restaurants. And one of the suggestions that's been made is that we look at outside seating. With nice summer weather coming, there's an opportunity here for people to sit outside at more table space so you can spread people around more. I think that's a positive opportunity there. The other thing is a lot of procedures have been put on hold because of COVID. A lot of seniors in this community are waiting for medical procedures, some of them serious, some of them not. But it looks like we're going to be rescheduling a lot of those at our local hospital, which is going to be very, very much a relief for people out there at this point. Roly.
Another piece of key information that we heard from Minister Selina Robinson this morning was around being really, I think, fairly clear and blunt, frankly, around gatherings of over 50 people. And the message that we heard from her was simply that we're not going to see those gatherings be permitted until we have some larger level immunity in our communities. And so, whatever that looks like, if there are festivals and large conferences and so on, we're not going to see those until we have either a vaccine or we've developed some other background kind of herd immunity in the community, which is an interesting. It's nice to get that clarity, frankly, and so we know to make plans appropriately going forward. Another piece that has been on a lot of people's minds is questions around, for example, when are we going to be able to get back into our provincial parks? When are we going to be able to get out and play basketball in our community facilities and so on? So given this phased approach, in terms of those community parks and recreation facilities, I assume that what we will see going forward is some coordinated conversation among stakeholders, so such as our municipalities, the City of Grand Forks, the regional district, as well as the school district, for example, to make sure we can adhere to the principles that the provinces lay out and deliver that kind of re-entry process in a coordinated way for the boundary, which is nice to see, and we look forward to seeing what that looks like. In terms of provincial parks, again, that's part of that restart plan. That if you go to the provincial website, have a look at that. That gives you a lot of details around some of those details. And the bottom line there is don't expect to be camping overnight in provincial parks for a few months yet, but we'll see how that all unfolds. I certainly would be excited to see, as Brian, as you mentioned, it'd be great to see some street dining opportunities in Grand Forks. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for council deliberations around that. Back to you.
I think that what I'm hearing too is that some businesses who may wish to open are not going to have customers. And so part of this depends on people being comfortable with what a business is operating, the safety precautions that they have in place. So I think that puts the emphasis back on small businesses to make people feel comfortable. And from our side, to encourage people to shop local, to buy local, and to see that slow undoing of the distancing, which is got to be a gradual process, we understand. But yeah, I think if we work together here, we can see this lifting of restrictions on a regional level coordinated well.
100%, and that goes for obviously those recreation facilities, as well as, like you're speaking to, our business community, and making sure we can do that with confidence and with safety. So that's something we're all looking forward to, I'm sure.
Looking forward to a great summer.
That's right. Okay, well, thanks again. And you know, Brian, you've done a great job in the past of kind of identifying some gratitude towards different sectors and different groups of people that are working hard to keep us open. One thing that came across my mind recently is just, you know, we haven't named everybody. We're guaranteed to miss groups that we're thankful for, and really our community takes that cohesion across all sectors to keep everything going. And so a very broad, you know, thanks to our community for managing it so well so far, and all of you that are out there doing your part to make it work. So
we should be proud of ourselves.
Yes. Thanks everybody. Have a good weekend.